So as expected of Pokemon Day, we were shown some of the upcoming DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This time it wasn't a huge surprise because we were actually expecting it, but regardless, here are some of my thoughts. First of all, I absolutely love the look of the Teal Mask. When it comes to how the Paldea region was, the choice to have a DLC area on a separate landmass makes the most sense. Being framed as a school trip also fits into the whole Academy idea. Honestly, I feel like Game Freak was just getting tired of Europe and wanted to go back to Japan, as we seen the festival of OKIE-DOKIE being shown off here. And finally, it looks like we'll be getting some other options for clothing in the same way we did for Sword and Shield's DLC. In the Teal Mask, we'll be getting some festival clothing called the traditional Jinbei outfit, and it seems like it's the same for both Scarlet and Violet since we'll be away from the Uva and Naranja academies. It's color green to match the legendary Pokemon, but with the Teal Mask adventure as a whole being themed as green, it works also as a nod to Pokemon Green, the often left out game of the original trio, as the main games and Scarlet and Violet themselves tie into Pokemon Red and Blue. And of course, the patterns of clothing represent the 3 special Pokemon that were also shown off, which by the way you can see in the posters at the Treasure Eatery in Medali City. From what we see in the trailer and read on the website, these are very important to the people of OKIE-DOKIE, so the festival we're attending likely revolves around them. We do also see 2 brand new characters in similar clothing, this time colored blue. That's probably meant to hint toward the Indigo Disc DLC, as they'll also appear there. So this is Carmine and Kieran, a sibling duo that we'll be meeting in the DLC. Carmine is the older sister, described as strong-willed, a little selfish, and chilly toward people of other regions, aka us. The clothing she wears in her default art doesn't look too out of the ordinary, it's likely the school uniform at the Blueberry Academy that she attends, as we also see with Kieran and the protagonists. I'll just go ahead and say that from what we see in the key art of these 4 characters, they seem to be the different variations of the uniform. As in the base game of Scarlet and Violet with the Uva and Naranja Academy, there are 4 different options there, so that's what I expect these to be. Carmine and Kieran both have yellow hair accessories and bags. I'm guessing to break out their designs and tie them into each other while standing out from the other students we might meet. While Carmine mostly wears blue, she still has some of the reddish orange in her hair, and some of that hair even covers her face, making her feel distant or hidden, which goes along with what we read about her. This does the same for Kieran, though rather than making him look tough, it makes him look shy when combined with his posture. He is described as quiet, gentle, and often hiding behind his sister. The posture difference between the 2 really shows their relationship, and again, they both have the same bangs covering their faces, but with how they stand, that shows it's for different reasons. Carmine holds a Pokeball in one hand and the other is at the ready, while Kieran keeps one arm closer to his body holding a backpack strap and the other just hangs there. We'll also be meeting some other characters at the Blueberry Academy, but we only see them in one of the promotional images. Though since it's focused on Pokemon battles, I'm sure there'll be some good opponents. They almost look like the Elite Four of a Pokemon League in this picture. I want to wait until we get some names and descriptions of these characters before really diving into them, but I love what I'm seeing already. All I can say is that she looks really cool, this guy has drip, let this man cook, and short pink hair, you have my attention. When it comes to the Pokemon, I don't really have a whole lot to say because we weren't given full details about them. Ogerpon looks like a pretty cool little legendary, and despite the fact it looks like we'll be meeting him in OKIE-DOKIE, it might have a connection to terastallization alongside the legendary of the other DLC, Terapagos. This one being the fabled disc legendary Pokemon, and with a name that's a combination of Terra and Galapagos, and with its shell featuring symbols of every Pokemon type, this will definitely be the main Pokemon behind, well, literally everything. But I'm curious how Ogerpon is exactly supposed to play into this because it looks like it does have some sort of connection with terastallization. The other Pokemon, OKIE-DOKIE, Munkidori, and Pheasantipede are interesting. Many people have already pointed out that they match up with the animals seen in the story of Momotaro, a Japanese folktale, and their English names are pretty funny, sounding like OKIE-DOKIE, Hunkidori, and Serendipity. Again, aside from those connections, that's really all I've got. At this point we can really theorize whatever, but I don't really like discussing things unless there's something super solid to go off of, like written lore or observable gameplay. But when it comes to the designs themselves, I really like them. I think they fit the Japanese folktale vibe really well, while also being adapted into legendary Pokemon. Please stop hating on the monkey. But I'm curious how they'll connect with Ogerpon specifically. Perhaps it's the main antagonist of the story, and we need to partner up with these 3 Pokemon in order to stop it. Either way, I'm looking forward to future updates. Though that's all stuff that will come in the future, because unfortunately the first wave of DLC won't even be coming out until fall of this year, with the second half coming out in winter. I'm all for Game Freak taking some extra time to make sure these updates actually function, but it's too bad we won't get to experience these sooner, and probably won't get any more trailers with information until much closer to release. But with these new locations teased, characters introduced, and Pokemon revealed, let me know what you think and which is your favorite. I feel like when compared to the DLC announcement 3 years ago, this one didn't feel like much of a surprise, though it was still very appreciated. I'm so ready for some completely new locations that call back to Pokemon's roots, and I'm excited to experience more. Concerning all the DLC news, I am feeling totally okie dokie. Thank you to every channel member for your continued support, especially the great Gators, Cheeseburger Lasers, Gavnuts, Justin R, Cosmo Zero, Michaela, Mr. Pig Puncher, Phantom Pyro, Quago, Volity, and Pastel Blood. If you would like to support, get your name shouted out here as well as access to emotes and comments, live streams, and some early videos, you can become a channel member today. You can also follow me on Twitter as well, but anyway, this has been GatorEX, and I'll catch you all later.
The open world of Paldea awaits. Out here, you can meet new Pokémon. It's your world, your way. Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet. Rated everyone.